Our marquee matchup from this morning, Ron Capps, the reigning champ, the Napa Auto Parts. Gazoo Racing Toyota over on the left side. And John Force, the GOAT, for Peak. Antifreeze, Coolant, Blue Devil, Chevrolet. I was a little surprised when I started looking at stats. I mean, as Joe talked about earlier, these two have raced each other like 140 times in their career. Well, you'd expect that from a couple of guys who have been doing it this long. This is the 23rd time they have raced in the first round. Isn't that amazing? I mean, wouldn't you think both of these teams normally would qualify in the top half of the field? But 23 times they've gone head-to-head in the first round. John Force struggled in qualifying. That's not a secret. John Force never went 200 miles an hour in qualifying. If Danny Hood, Tim Fabrizi have not figured out what's wrong with that Chevrolet, well, they're going to take a slow ride down the track and watch Ron Capps blast in the next round. But for Capps, Dean Antonelli, John Medlin, and that Napa team, they know you cannot come up here and look at John like, oh, 15 qualifier, this will be a cakewalk. They've got to come up here and make a solid run because they know what John's capable of. Two of the biggest names in drag racing. Round number one. Somebody goes to the next round and somebody goes to the trailer. John Force wins it. Are you kidding me? 389, 332 miles an hour. Ron Capps goes 392, 330.96 miles an hour, and John Force from the number 15 qualifying spot. He barely went 150 miles an hour in qualifying. He just went 332. Jason.
And I'm down here as Dan Hood talks to Austin Prock. Boy, from struggling in qualifying, the car didn't get over 200 to running in the 80s in round one. What'd you find overnight?
We had a little hiccups here and there, so you just got to look back in your notes and go off what worked and hope it did, and it did. So that Capps is a badass, man, so we had to bring our A game.
I would say they brought their A game.
Ron moved first. Take another look at the NHRA.TV replay. And that Peak Chevrolet, whatever was holding it back yesterday, is gone. That finish line camera, by the way, is at the 1,320-foot mark. If you look down there, like Ron's parachute came out early. The finish line camera is at the 1320 mark, not the 1,000-foot.